My name is Estes, founder of TotalHemp.us. I want to show you the cannabis issue through my eyes. So these are the Cannabis Files. Cannabis File 004. Subject: James Meissner, former federal law enforcement officer, cannabis activist, and founder of One Plant.
It is my goal to have as many patients and advocates as possible plant the seed of knowledge that One Plant is what we need all across the country and the world. It is clear the lies of prohibition have started to unravel across the country and the world. The ball is rolling, and nothing can stop it. So let's get behind it and push. Together, we are an army of amazing power, but we must all work together, all of the organizations and groups that fight for the same cause. Cannabis is the answer to so many of the problems that plague not just our country, but the whole world. Cannabis is medicine, plain and simple. Hemp is the most nutritious herb vegetable known to man. It is the most useful plant on the planet. Hemp biodiesels can replace oils and fuels the world fights wars over. Hemp can replace all the plastic products that continue to pollute our environment. Hemp can stop deforestation. Hemp can build cars, planes, homes, and almost any product that you can think of. Yes, One Plant can do all of this. One Plant is the answer. One Plant can save us all. A few years back, it was 2014, I guess, before Amendment 2 in Florida failed, I got real interested in wanting to be involved in the industry and really helping people, because that's what I've done for a long time. And when it failed, it pissed me off, and so I was really active on Facebook and some of the groups and stuff, and Normal Florida was one of them, and said we should have 10,000 people marching on Tallahassee, and that's when I started using the hashtag One Plant. From there, I've just learned so much about this plant and about prohibition and everything. An idea was born in that comment, or in that thread that I made down there in Florida in 2014, and there was a huge rally scheduled February 15, 2015 in Tallahassee, and I got one started in Montgomery. And so we had Alabama involved, and I reached out to Peachtree Normal in Atlanta, and they got involved. And 3 other states, Tennessee, West Virginia, and Louisiana, all did them as well on the same day. And that was kind of when I realized, hey, I can do something. I can create change. I was pushed and realized, I guess I just did something. I actively did something, and it turned out to be the best thing I could ever do, because it opened my eyes that we can do something, even if it's just being a social media warrior or a social community warrior where you're just sharing information, to actually getting up and going to the Capitol. You can do something, and everybody should. I wanted to create a sense of unity between, all these different organizations, whether it was Florida or Alabama or Georgia or wherever, because ultimately coming together and working together is how we're really going to be more effective, creating a sense of unity and educating people. The whole process, from the time that I wanted to become, get into the industry, because I've always enjoyed cannabis and liked cannabis. And I started to learn, and I learned about why prohibition started and the reasons behind prohibition. And then you see things start to change, and you see that that's still there. It's all about the money. It's all about the greed. And now that people realize that prohibition was a lie, they're not going to just give us back the plant until they make their money on it. Everybody wants to make their money. And that's what they're jockeying for, whether it's legislatively, state by state, politician by politician. And the federal government's doing the same thing. In Georgia, for instance, we passed a fake law in 2014 called the Haley's Hope Act that basically allowed patients to possess low THC cannabis oil, but they don't give you any access, no cultivation, no distribution, nothing. So what does that do? That effectively creates a bigger black market and makes patients become criminals. And that was 4 years ago. Here we're coming back to the same thing. We're trying to set up cultivation and distribution, but it's going to be those with money, highly regulated, and it's only going to help a few people. And we're stuck pandering to the politicians, people uniting and saying, no, we're not going to take this anymore, and we want you to free the plant, let it go. You got to get people educated to do that. Apparently, there's still patients and parents out there trying to lobby for these crumbs, and that's what they're getting. They're getting crumbs, and they're not even enough crumbs to keep you fed. You still got to leave and go to another state.
To listen to the latest Cannabis Files entry, please visit www.thecannabisfiles.us.